Happy Friday, everybody. Thanks for joining our live. I'm going to get Monica, I'm going to pull Monica on here. I hope you're having an awesome day. Monica and I decided to start doing these lives. We got last time we went live and we really have a good chemistry, so we're going to bring this to you every week. We hope you join us. Monica's going to hop on here and we'll get to talking about our topic for the day. Hey, Monica.
Hey, Ann, how you doing?
Doing awesome. Welcome. So we have Jim Weaver watching. We have Mary Sterling. Hello, Mary.
Hey,
If you guys would,
everybody. How we all doing?
I'm gonna get this shared out a little bit. Um,
So, how's everybody doing? Where is everybody? I'd like to know, since I'm all the way in South America, it's kind of cool to know where we are connecting to people all around the world. So, very interesting. I love to do that if people don't mind. Just kind of throw down at the bottom, you know, where you're messaging from. Nick, I don't see any comments, so just FYI, you're in charge of that.
you don't see any comments. Okay, I got you.
Okay,
All right.
so that's gonna suck. Okay, let me see if I can.
Can you see who
I have,
enters?
yeah.
Or do you?
No, oh, you know what? I have my other phone looking at everything, so one second.
Yeah, get that booted up. Yeah. How's you guys this Friday?
Um, yeah. Hey, Mary. Hey, Chandeli. Hey, Valerie. Desiree. Jam. Thank you guys so much for coming in here. Really. We're super excited to be here. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Nick and I have been, as since we're such good friends, we'd love to get together and to, present ourselves and talk about things that are on our mind. Just gonna put a little in the
Hey,
back.
Shondell.
Um,
Welcome. Thanks for sharing, Jim.
yeah.
Sorry, Monica.
No, 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 that's fine. So the idea of all this is, to have a, open mindset, have fun doing it, explaining, what we think about things. Of course, we respect.
Whoops. Sorry, guys. My phone fell. Monica, are you still there? I'm gonna have to pull Monica back on here. Whoops. I screwed up, everybody. We'll get her back. I had my iPad underneath my phone and I was going to turn the video on my iPad and the phone dropped. There she is.
I don't know.
That was my
I was
fault.
like,
My phone fell.
what? No worries. So yeah, like I was saying, I was like literally when I moved it back, I'm like, oh my God. Anyways, so like I was saying, we're super happy with the last two lives that we did, which we didn't. I mean, how would I explain this? Because Nick is so busy and he's doing his book and he's getting himself out there, which really doesn't need representation, really. But my point is, he's super busy, and at my time on Fridays, Nick, it's true though, right? Like you're super busy. Like it's hard to get a hold of you. It's hard to, book times with you because you're doing your thing. And then on my side, like my show's tonight, and I'm dealing with my artist type of like side. So when we started doing this, we didn't really we were just kind of like, oh, let's just do it, because it just seemed like, you know what? We have such good topics sometimes when we talk and we vibe together that we're like, hey, let's just share this with the whole world. So when we started doing that, we just noticed how much like people were getting so engaged at what we were doing that it was awesome. I'm not going to complain. Like it's nice when people understand what you guys are talking about and really care to, say, hey, yeah, you know what, Monica, that's right. Or, hey, you know what, Nick, I disagree, but this is how I feel. And that's really important about these lives is if you don't have engagement to the people that support you, then there's no point. So
Absolutely.
when we do all of this, thank you so much for taking the time to come in here, even if it's for a second to say hi. It doesn't matter. It's the fact that you came in to support us to understand what we're all about. So in that aspect, thank
Thank you,
you.
guys. I want to welcome
Yeah.
Lindsay Cullen.
Mm,
Just
welcome.
had a energy session with her. Nice deep
Oh,
meditation.
nice.
Peter Combe in the house. Got Jody Chudy watching. Welcome, guys. And Renee Gibson. Thanks for joining us.
Awesome.
Chantel says,
Hi.
what you drinking there, Nick? It's black water mixed with some turmeric,
I
filled with
know.
minerals.
It's amazing. No, like let's be honest here. Yesterday he was drinking this, and I'm like, Nick, what the heck, right? Like, what are you drinking? Because all I could see is a bottle in black stuff. I'm like, what are you doing? And are you sure this is the right thing? And he's like, no, like this stuff is good for you. Nick, you need to tell them what it's about, because you obviously know more than I do.
Well, I just decided to go with a fasting yesterday and through the night.
Right.
At the after midnight last night, I will admit I had some sprouts, some greens before going to bed. And I woke up this morning and I fasted again. But I did go ahead and eat a veggie burger for lunch. I'm not going to do the full 3-day fast right now, but I am going to do that. I get my kids tonight, and so I just wanted to, just my body was calling for something, so I gave it something. I was told to listen to my body, and that's what I do. But I am going to do a 3-day fast first, or coming up soon. I just did a 1-day fast, which was amazing. Got some cleansing going on. So, yeah.
Good. I
Um,
was so intrigued by it because I was like, what are you drinking? It's black.
it's
Like
just full
Monica
of
Black Diamond, black water.
it's full of
Like,
fulvic trace minerals. It's the bad part is, guys, it's in a plastic bottle, but you
uh,
know,
yeah, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, I know
no.
what you're saying. Yeah, no. Like, what the heck?
So it's not
So if that
100% good.
company hears us, that company hears us.
Start putting them in glass bottles.
Exactly. Of course.
So,
Hey, so Pot, what are you? Okay, so hey, Chandel. Hey, Lindsay, thanks for coming in. You said Jody, Renee. Thank you so much.
should we
Uh,
hop
Mary and Chandel. What's that?
should we hop into our topic?
Sure, if you want to.
Sure. Well, so what are we talking about today, Monica?
Today we're going to talk about how to see the beauty and the positivity in everything. Because honestly, there's a lot of negativity lately. Um, I think that's a really important topic. What do you think, Nick?
Absolutely. Um,
Yeah?
well, it's important in personal. It's just important in life in general to be able to take the positive out of every situation, or be aware of the fact that there even is a positive in every situation. Most people don't. Not most people. I say that as a just general term. A lot of people aren't aware. They don't have the awareness that they can take something positive out of a bad event, or a bad situation, or whatever, anything bad. So,
Mm-hmm.
give us an example, Monica, of what we're kind of talking about as it relates to you.
So let's start off this way. Be in the present moment. So, what does that mean? For example, what I've been looking into is many times during the day, bring your awareness to where you are right now. Don't look too ahead of yourself. It's good to have goals.
Hmm.
Don't get me wrong. But be in the present moment. Feel, you know how like when you meditate and you're like, I'm in my moment right now. I'm understanding where I'm at. I mean, for me, it's best to
Can you
do
fix
explain
your
that part
audio?
because I don't. Oh, I'd have to just. Can you hear me better?
A lot better. Yes.
Okay.
Welcome, Jeff.
So, so yeah, in that aspect, be in the present moment. Be happy where you are in the moment. Whether you're struggling, whether you're good, doesn't matter. But be in the present moment, understand, okay, this is where I am right now. I'm okay. I will get past things. I have my goals. But right now, be proud of who I am right now.
Agreed.
Feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. So one good action to take when we're in a bad spot or a bad place mentally or emotionally, what I've found out obviously is if I'm that bad, I'll reach out to a friend that I know can help me.
Hmm.
I have a couple
Right.
spiritual advisors, whatever you want to call them. I have those in my circle, so if I ever need them, I reach out to them. I'm not afraid to reach out to them. I also, what
Right.
can I do on my own? I can create a gratitude list because obviously, part of being present is being aware of what's around you and being finding something to be grateful for. It's one thing. There's a
Can
Joshua
you,
Bergland just hopped
sorry,
on here. What's up?
pause. The gratitude list. I know you've told me about this, but can you explain that more?
Yeah.
Because I know you have a good,
So
like, explanation.
yeah. So I haven't always done it, but when I started doing it, it started changing my
Yeah,
my day, right? It
right.
really kind of elevated my vibrations. Every morning I wake up and I'll make a gratitude list, 10 things to be grateful for. I first started doing this
Right.
list by just writing one word answers, I'm grateful, bed, couch, whatever,
Okay.
whatever it is you can be grateful for. Well, it's now expanded
Mm-hmm.
to I am statements, I am grateful for, and then each one is like written out, and it just gets me in the mindset of gratitude. Um,
Right.
because truthfully, if you can't, if you, a lot of times when we're in a bad space, we lose our gratitude. We're not being grateful for what's around us or what we have. Um, so it creates the awareness to be grateful. It raises my vibrations and it allows me to see the good in things, which comes to our topic. So what I do is I make a gratitude list every morning. So I get up and I'll do, even if it's a 1 minute, just meditation, just a couple breaths to start out my day, and then I'll make my list, and then I you know send love to three people. Whether I initially thought it was reach out directly to three people, and that's good, but now I will even if it's a conscious communication between the universe and myself, to send love and light to X person. And I
Mm-hmm.
want to send that energy to that person, whether it's directly or indirectly. I feel it's both directly,
Right.
but that's just me. But send love to three people that are bothering you, or that you resent, or that you feel needed. But
Right.
mostly getting used to overcoming resentment, because that holds us back. Anger, hate,
Yeah.
seeing the bad in every situation, rather welcoming the good, which is always around us. We're always receiving good.
Mm-hmm.
We're the ones blocking it off. So it's about becoming centered and receiving, what's being trying to be given to us, which a flow of goods always coming to us. Again, we're blocking it off as humans.
Exactly. Yeah, 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 I agree. It's true. That's such a, that's funny you hit that because that's one of my pointers. Forgiveness as well.
Yes,
You
forgiveness
can't
is,
look into, because it's the way that, sorry, I cut you off. That's the
you're
way
good.
that you judge. Because, for example, I'm just gonna throw something out there. Let's say, I don't know, I judged this certain person because of maybe something that I've held on to before.
Hmm.
And that's just a personal attack on my side. When really it's nothing to do with the person. It has something that I can't let go of.
Exactly. Now, what? Now,
Is that what you're
yeah,
saying?
absolutely. And so, what are you holding on to exactly? What does holding on to blame, hate, anger, resentment towards this other
Mhm.
person, what is that doing for you? What value is that bringing to your life? These are questions you need to ask yourself. What value is this bringing to
Yeah,
my life? Is it helping me get to the space that I want to be? Because ultimately, we're all chasing happiness, right? We're all chasing those
right.
feelings of feeling good. That's why we want things. That's why we want money. That's why we want cars. That's why we want friends. That's why we want the girlfriend. That's why we want the boyfriend. That's why we want it all to feel good. It's going to
Yeah,
make us feel good. Why don't we
yeah.
feel good
That's
first, right? Feel good first. So what do we got to do for that? We got to let go of those resentments. I talked about that. Forgiveness is not
yeah,
about the other person. It's about getting yourself in the right space to be
yeah.
feeling good, to vibrate high, to ride your high flying disc, to receive all that you want, you
Right.
know,
No, I
to
agree.
serve a
Totally.
bigger purpose, to help other people, to do all the things that I think are naturally instilled within you, that as human beings we lose track of or lose sight of.
Yeah, it's true. It's so true. So true. Because I mean, I used to do it myself. Like, I remember there were certain things that always be on my mind, and then of course, you judge. Who doesn't judge? It happens.
Hmm.
Whether you're doing it in a good situation or not, doesn't matter, you guys. we all do it. Bam. Exactly. Boom. Injured. Type of
Jared,
rage.
Jared Greer's in the house. Welcome, Jared. We have Lenore Johansson. Let me
Yeah.
do some shout outs here. Thanks for Lisa Walker.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining everybody. Akuchi Nicaragua. What's up, brother? Hans Laborde. Hans is in the house.
Yeah. Hey, Hans.
Brenda Phillips. Thanks for joining everybody. If I missed
Yeah.
something, I'm sorry. We'll go back through this. Um,
Yeah. Yes.
yeah.
We get too into a
So,
conversation because we're like,
I want to, I'm going to talk about just a, personal thing, something that happened yesterday. Something new is happening every day in my life. Good. I received a phone
right.
call from my ex-wife, and we hadn't
Oh,
been
yeah.
getting along the past couple of years leading up to the divorce. And she goes, "Do you have a minute to talk?" And I said, "Sure." And so we started talking. The kids had, kind of had an issue, and she wanted to discuss it with me. This is the first time that's happened in a while, where there had been that separation. I had been working really hard to forgive and let go of any anger, resentment, or whatever towards my ex. I had put out to the universe
Mm-hmm.
that I want us to be friends. I want us to get along so we can still provide a healthy environment or healthy, so the kids can feel the love. It's, getting divorced isn't just enough. Being in a toxic relationship, getting a divorce isn't enough. The kids still sense that volatility.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted that to
Oh,
end for them because I don't want them to be absorbed into a negative mindset, at a young age and have to, ultimately we go through what we go through. But I want to do my part to make sure that they don't have to, they can go through less, right? They've been through enough.
yeah.
Well, anyway, she called and we had actually a great conversation. Um, and So we're going to be working together to make good things happen for the kids. This came out of left field. Me and her weren't talking at all. Point is, what did
Yeah.
I do on my side? I had the willingness to forgive everything. I can find reasons to be mad at her. She can find reasons to be mad at me. This is a two-way street.
Both
But
sides.
I can find reasons to be mad at her. Instead,
Mhm.
I chose to forgive her on everything. I told her that on the phone. I said, look, I'm certainly not perfect, but from my side, I forgive you for everything. Moving forward, I want us to create a better situation for the children. If we can be on the same page and make things better for them, that's what I would like. And I hold
Okay.
hold no resentments, no matter what happened. It's all done and over with. Let's move forward and provide a better life for our kids. And
That's so awesome.
a couple weeks before, I met her boyfriend. He came to the house to pick up the Christmas gifts and take them back to their house. And
Yeah.
he was super
Love
nice to
that.
me, super nice to me. And I texted her. I said, he's a nice guy, and the kids like him. Hold on to him. I just, and that it felt it in my heart. So if you can feel forgiveness in your heart, if you can feel love and be able to share it with anybody, you're going to set yourself free.
It's
It's
so
doing
true.
the daily things, the things every day, like making the gratitude list, the meditations, using. I mean,
Right.
I use stones. I make sure my circle's clean of negativity. Those are the things that I do that are in my control. But the power that comes from all this is life changing. Moves mountains, really.
Hmm. Yeah.
So that's one example of what forgiveness has done for me, and I'm seeing it come to fruition in my life today.
Hmm. That's so awesome. And like Akuchi's just put here, he's like, forgiving myself is one of my biggest challenges. And it's so true because people have so much things that they go through in life that some think that they're over it, and like a divorce in the same, like I've never, it's just, it's hard, you guys, but you know what? It's at the same time such a stress reliever. It minusing those issues makes you work even better. It makes the people around you much more positive because they see you
Mhm.
more happy, you grow as a person, you
Well,
know?
and I think that goes. I think it's a ripple. It's a ripple. So
It
not
is.
only are you affecting that person directly, that person's going to affect the next person directly, and it becomes a ripple. So if we're talking about spreading positivity to the world and really impacting lives, it isn't just about talking a good game. It's about allowing them to feel your energy, feel that love, so they can pass it on to the next person. Because truly, feeling it is everything. So that
Yeah,
I saw
exactly.
some posts lately, fake it till you make it. I mean, that's good and dandy, but what is your intent? Is your intent
Yeah.
to improve yourself, to become a loving being, to be in alignment, or is your intent just to talk a good game and get popular? You know,
Right, right, right.
what is
No,
your
totally.
intent?
Well, I
If
see
you're
that Lenore
forgiving,
wrote
and
here.
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
My bad. I'm so bad at cutting you off. Just be like,
You're good.
Monica, stop it. No, listen, Lenore, because I think it's good that you read it. It says divorce is a huge loss, but a chance to evolve into a new self and also friendship if possible. If not, operating is the way. If not, operating is the way. Forgiveness is the key. Totally, totally agree with you.
Absolutely.
Um, Hans says you have to let go of the past so you won't be in the bondage. So true.
I've lost track of
Um,
comments, by the way, guys. So go ahead.
I know, I'm like,
Budget.
I'm trying to. Yeah. What else? What else? What else? Da-da-da-da-da. Chandel, it's an amazing feeling to be free. So true, Chandel. It's not
Hmm.
even funny.
Let's start. Hold on, hold on.
Um,
So being free, I want you to ask yourself is what does it mean to be free? And what do you think you have to find freedom? We'll come
you
back
have
to
to
that
find
later.
yourself.
I want to see some comments with that. So you guys comment, interact with us. What does it mean to be free for you? You can go on with the comments.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think for me, like for example, when I was in Canada, I was like hardcore into artistry. Um, Regardless, sacrificing, regardless, issues at home, regardless a bunch of stuff. Let's just put that on the side.
Mhm.
But my point is that the one thing that I was so connected to was expressing myself. So I did pottery classes, I did paintings, I love calligraphy paintings. Um, my parents are musicians, so I loved hearing them. I was I'm so into music. That's why I think I get a lot of artists that are into music. But point is, I lost myself for a good 6 years when I left. And me finding myself now, I think how would I say it? When I started building everybody on here, and when I say building, actually making new, like real relationships with people, which much more, by the way, than actually in person, I'll be honest with you. Um, I've learned that I lost myself in that moment of loving what I did. And I thought about it and I was like, holy poop, like, why? Why did I get to this point? So when you find yourself in that moment, you got to say, okay, why am I not advancing? Why do I have so many barriers? How am I going to get rid of them? It's a process, you guys. It's not something that you wake up overnight and you're like, I'm going to do a live and I'm just going to tell the whole world. No, it's not about that. You need to know yourself. You need to know your limits. You know how many times I've told you, Nick,
What are your
people
limits,
have limits.
Monica?
Ooh, don't even go there. But that's what I was saying. Like, my limits, they're to a certain extent. And people that know me know what they are. So when you know your limits, you know who you are as a person and value your mentality and your heart and your soul, and you have that happiness and you're able to forgive and you're
Welcome,
able to
Denise.
actually find yourself, for
Yeah.
me, then you're good,
I read a
you know?
comment. You know,
So,
we got some comments to read, but I want to read this one by Brenda real quick. She goes, Nick,
go
I agree
ahead,
with
yeah.
everything you're saying, but people shouldn't be hard on themselves if they get angry or upset. They need to allow that emotion out and then go on. We're all human and have feelings. It's better to let it out and
Yeah.
go than holding it in and allowing it to grow larger. Hope that came out right. I totally agree. Obviously, we're going to have contrast in our life.
Oh,
But
totally.
you
It's
can,
normal.
yes. But you know, to
Totally.
me, it's what do we do with it? If I'm
Yeah.
lashing out at people, I'm in the wrong space. There is no
Totally.
justification on my end, in my opinion, to let that anger flow into somebody else and affect them in a negative way. I'm
Yeah,
responsible for
totally.
that. I'm responsible for my emotions. So the more in tune with myself I am, you know, the more spiritually fit I am, the less susceptible I am to those anger and rages that are going to lash out onto other people. which negatively
Yeah.
affect and influence other people, which is not my goal here. I don't think it serves my purpose either. Having said that, if it happens, absolutely forgive yourself. We are human. We make mistakes. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
It still happens to me occasionally. Not as often as
It
it
does
used
to
to,
me.
but what do I do about it then? What do I do about it then? If I can forgive myself, then I'm going to make an amends, whether it's a direct amends to them or whether it's,
Right.
doing a pay it forward type, something to make it up, but I'm going to make an amends to that person if I was wrong. And I'm going to
Totally.
find I don't care if they came up out of nowhere, just punched me in the nose. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I put myself in that situation somehow, and I need to find that, what I did
And
to put
confront
myself in that situation. I am accountable for everything that happens in my life. What you think you
it.
become. Knowing and believing that, you can't allow excuses or justifications to come in the picture. You just can't,
Right.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
100%
No.
accountability, that means 100% accountability.
Right. No, I totally agree. It's true.
But
Mary. Okay, so Mary Sterling, right? With my son's father, we were never married. I never speak negative about him in front of my son, and when he visits, he stays at our house. We have a mutual agreement when he is here. I get some free time and take care of Christopher. What do you think?
can you read that again, please?
Sure. With my son's father, we were never married. I never speak negative about him in front of my son, and when he visits, he stays at our house. We have a mutual agreement when he is here. I get some free time and he takes care of Christopher.
So you guys stay in the same place together during the visitation? Is that what I'm
That's
hearing now?
my understanding.
So
That's not easy either.
what is the question then? I think that's very
No, I
big
think
of you. And if
it's
you guys can make that work, I think that's healthy for the
yeah.
child. If there's, positivity around, if you guys are getting along,
Mhm.
I see that as big ups on you. I mean, I admire that.
It
Doing
is.
whatever you have to do to put the kid in a better situation and allow both parents to, um, allow the child to be with both parents. If you can keep that healthy, I absolutely think that's phenomenal what you're doing. That's just
Totally.
my opinion.
Lisa, it means to me not carrying any hate or resentment towards anyone, to forgive and release past hurt and to be free to just be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Freedom's a choice, right? Do we have more of those
totally.
comments? I'm seeing two
Yeah.
comments at one time, and it's coming through so fast that I'm losing
Yeah, no
track of
worries.
them. So my
I'm trying
iPad
to
and my
like
phone are both landscape mode.
Denise,
I
yes,
appreciate all you
forgiveness,
for being
Lisa.
here, by the way. I'm loving this, and I'm loving the interaction. I want to
Yeah,
welcome
that's really
Chris
good.
Burns, um,
Lisa, spot
Melissa
on, Nick.
Hayes, welcome. Kiana Angelina, welcome. Rachel Johnson, welcome.
Denise is like, I was just talking about this on the phone.
Yeah.
Shandell, I got a quiz.
Stephen Walker, welcome. Yes, I did see that. Seth Harper, welcome. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Denise said at the same time, she says, same here, but when or where, I can't even read today. Same here, but where we're best friends, me and my daughter's dad. I'm always staying over there. Well, I mean, you know what? Then again, like what Nick said, if there's that agreement and you guys are good, that's all that matters. That's it. Because your
Mhm.
family is your family. That's why limits. What you guys do in your home and how you guys perceive it and the way that you give positivity to your child, you're acing it. Because you're not thinking about you. You're thinking about the child too. Now, like Nick said, it depends if you guys are good as well doing this, you know, because it's a mutual agreement. But I think it's very big of a couple that are going through that to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So you go ahead, Nick.
I want to touch on this limit stuff you talk about because I believe the only limit we have is what we think. So
Yeah,
what are you talking about
what do you
limits?
ask?
Let's talk about that. How are you using that term? Thank you for sharing, Brandy. Limits.
Like, what do you think? Like, what do I mean by limits?
Yes.
Okay, good. I thought you were asking what type of limits. I was like, no. What do limits? Okay, for example, me as a person, maybe there are things that I don't feel that need to be out there.
Discernment.
That's my line of. There
So
you
you
go.
practice discernment.
So,
Okay. Yeah, because I don't
yeah.
believe in
You-
limits. So I know discernment's a word that we were talking about this as being a topic, and we never really went with it because you're like, what's that? Well, the way you use
Yeah.
limits, and I want to clarify because I know you believe that we are limitless beings. We are spiritual beings with the power of the universe
Yeah.
within us. So
Awesome.
we are
Okay.
limitless, but you use
Uh-huh.
discernment. You practice discernment, which is a healthy thing. That's
Yes,
something
I
I'm
think so.
actually getting some work with is my discernment, right? Being
Yeah.
too
Oh, okay,
open
okay,
because
okay.
when you're high, this is how I
Yeah,
explained it. It was explained to me when you're elevating high, not only do you let in high vibing people, but everybody below it as well. So when we let in the vampires, as we call them, you want to be
yeah.
loving to all, right? You're vibing high, but you got to use discernment.
Yeah. Okay,
So
because I look at it in so different ways, so that's good that you said that way. I was looking at it the other way, which I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about.
mhm.
But yes, my limits, for example, you need to know your value as a person. So when we've talked sometimes, or I've spoken to people, you know, how do you how do you value yourself? Tell me if I'm off, but that's what I
Okay.
think you're talking about. Um, when we have limits, for me, I'm trying to get everything in here. My limits, for example, I'm a very hardworking person. I love to engage everybody. I love everybody. I love to check up on people. If people know me, people know. I
Hmm.
like to check up on people, see how they're doing. I mean, Chandel, we were talking not right before the show actually, because I'm like, hey, Chandel, you know what? Let's connect because I want to see how you're doing. We like to catch up because you know what? For me, there are certain people that I enter in my circle of limits.
Sure.
So, so like with you, I will tell you certain things and I will tell certain people certain things because I let them in. But my limits is as a person,
Your boundaries.
I have boundaries.
You have boundaries, and you
Yes.
and
And
you
I
practice
notice,
discernment.
yeah. So I notice people are very out there, which
Hmm.
is great. It's not a bad thing. But I think as a person, you got to have some boundaries and limits. Boundaries, limits, either way. Um, so in the way that we were talking that one time, I was roughly telling you, sometimes you need to focus on you. Sometimes you need to understand that you don't have to put all yourself out there. Let people want to engage you and be a friend, and then put yourself out there if you want. I, for example, don't put all myself out there.
Welcome, Natalia
Welcome,
Sanchez,
Brandon.
Jared McGreevy. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining us.
So in that aspect, welcome, sorry. In that aspect, I think it's really important that I say, hey, you guys, I'm Monica. I'm Monica Black Diamond. I'm all about art. I'm all about my artists. The platform is for them. My limit is that I'm not TMZ. I'm not the person that's putting myself out there, whether I'm dating. I'm not putting myself out there for men to message me and say, hey, answer me, send me pictures of you. It could go many different ways. You have to put limits. And if people don't understand those limits, then you're going to let
Boundaries.
people walk on you.
I still love the word boundaries better.
Okay, let's do
I
boundaries.
get what you're
Just for
saying.
me.
I fully understand what you're saying, but boundaries is just, I don't like limits.
Sure. Okay, okay. Boundaries. So when I see people that put themselves way out there,
Hmm.
which is good, for me, it's not good. Because why? You have to have your life on top of it. You have to have your personal life. Don't put yourself way out there because then people are messaging you 24/7. Make a boundary that you're important and what you do in your life is your problem. It's
100%.
good to share. It's good to share. You want to share and help people out with certain things, connect with them on a personal level. You'll never see me put a post, oh, I'm having such a bad day. You need to say, you know what? I am alive today. I am good. I have water to drink. I have a roof over my head. My family's good. I'm able to, with the $10 I have in my pocket, I'm able to, I don't know. You
Welcome,
have to be
Sophie.
more positive, more positive. Don't put yourself way out there. So my limits are on many different angles. Don't make yourself so open to people.
I want to
To
answer
an extent. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to answer Chris Burns' question. He said, what if people don't respect new boundaries that you set for them? He says for you to tell them, Sophie Nubani, welcome. Thank you for joining us. So my reply to that would be cut them off. I have to protect my circle. I mean, I don't, look, I don't say F off, a-hole. I sometimes don't say anything. I just cut that out of my life. Because if
I
they're
do
not in the
this.
space to protect or to respect that I have boundaries, they don't have respect for me. They're not going to get the message, or they're not going to have the right relationship with me that's going to be healthy for me so I can continue being healthy and positive and influential and impacting others in a positive way. So, like, I'm very protective of my inner circle. I have let a couple in, but I immediately cut them out if I see it's needed, because honestly,
Yeah.
energy vampires can suck the energy right out of you and lead you down a path that is not good for you. How do you deal with the pain of cutting out? I don't see it as pain. I have the awareness that it's not bringing value to my life or to anybody around me, and that I'm doing what is necessary. Emotional
Yeah.
intelligence, being able to identify what emotion is causing, triggering, whatever it is, and then removing whatever it is that's triggering that emotion. Obviously, if it's not, so I want to be aware of myself, make sure that I'm in the right space, that I'm not just misperceiving what this person is saying or doing. Like, I want to make sure I'm in the right space before I just cut somebody out. But I definitely recommend cutting out anybody that is not helping you, lifting you up.
Yeah.
And that,
And you know what? No one's going to be happy. But you know what? In the end, you don't have that negative energy. Like, for
correct.
example, here, when Chris said, how do you deal with pain of cutting out a loved one? Of course it hurts. My goodness, if it didn't hurt, you're not human. Like, let's be honest here. But you have to be the bigger person and say, okay, on the scale, this person, and you're here, right? This person is saying this, and this, and what happens? You start believing it. And you're like, oh, yeah, I can do this. And then you start believing that you keep moving more, and you're like, oh, look, it's bringing me more down and more down and more down because they put so much weight on you. So are you willing to have your life constantly someone being so negative at something that maybe you're proud of, that you built by yourself with no help by any chance of anyone that you deal with, but
Mhm.
yet they have the time to come tell you, hey, yeah, I don't like it. You know what? Bye-bye. And it's gonna suck. Trust me. I've dealt with it. And, there's points in your life that you have to let go. Because if you can't let go,
How, ask yourself
how are you gonna
this.
live life?
When it comes down to whether I choose to, it's going to hurt too much to cut this person out of my life. Ask yourself, is it going to hurt too much to cut them out of your life, or is it going to hurt more by keeping them in your life? If it's going to continue
Oh,
hurting
sure.
you by keeping them in your life, how hard is it to really deal with the emotion of cutting them out,
Oh,
right?
it's gonna happen.
And then
Yeah.
seek for guidance, get in alignment.
Yeah.
When you're in alignment, you don't have those negative emotions. You're going to find the good in the situation, which there always is a good in the situation, and
Mhm.
there's a message in everything. Find the message. Seek to understand.
I like how Brandy said the negativity technically is a fuel. That's so true. So true. I've had people say negative things, not just in general in my whole life. And you know what? It gave me the fuel to just even hustle even harder than what I was already doing.
Hmm.
Because it, I mean, I could sit at home and start crying and I hate my life and this and that. Or while they're off, doing their own thing and they're super happy, but they don't notice those negativity, all those words, how they hurt you. They didn't really care to tell you. Maybe they were just in the moment of saying, hey, this is what's going on. I think this and this. I really don't like what you're doing. Yeah. And then you see them enjoying their life and maybe not, by all means. But then it puts you in a position that you're hearing it from someone that you love and they're putting you down. So don't take that weight. And honestly, it's just not worth it, you guys. It's gonna hurt. It's especially loved ones. Oh my goodness, I know. It
Check it though.
sucks. Tell
It
me.
can help them. So let's say they're connected to you. They're emotionally
Right.
attached to you, but they just don't know how to have a healthy relationship, whether it be your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your girlfriend, your best friend,
Yeah.
somebody that's been there all your life. If they have an emotional attachment to you, it's going to hurt them that you cut them out as well. How do you
Oh,
know
of
that's not
course.
going to be the one thing that they needed to help them evaluate their own space and really start
Right.
to change their life? Because if they just lost a loved one, they're going to do some self-examining on that. Why? What the hell happened? And at some point, they're going to have to stop
Mm-hmm.
blaming the other person, or they don't. And at that
Mm-hmm.
point, were they really even that close to you, and did they really care about you? These are questions that I would ask myself before I get
Yeah.
emotional about something I lost. And let's talk about loss and the lack. If you understand how the law of attraction works, when you're in a mindset of lack, you vibrate out. It puts you in
Mm-hmm.
that vibrational frequency of receiving more lack, basically. Um, you want to get yourself in a good space emotionally. Um, your emotions are great indicators on where you're at mentally as well as spiritually. It's important to know that we're vibrational beings first and that our emotions matter. They absolutely
Mm-hmm.
matter. And you absolutely need to be in a good feeling state to receive good in
Right.
your life. So we can talk about appreciating negative emotions, but I never encourage or enable staying there. And I know a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
people have justifications for why they're in a, whatever. But get yourself in a good
Mm-hmm.
spot. Get yourself in alignment and good will happen. You don't have to worry about the bad. You don't have to even think about the bad. We're sitting here
Yeah.
talking about what if this, what if that, what is all bad. Shift your paradigm. Look for the
Right.
good. That's where it's at.
Yeah, totally. Makes sense.
What's next?
It's crazy because I'm reading what everyone's saying, so it's just getting to me. Hey, Jesus, welcome.
Welcome,
So
Jesus.
I was gonna say for you,
Hmm.
another thing that I'm thinking about is your breathing when you take negativity. Do you have something you want to, because I know you do these type of things, so do you want to explain something on that part?
In with the good, out with the bad. You can even do it
Yeah.
as a mantra, but just allowing, just putting your attention on your breath, centering yourself. Allow yourself to calm down.
Mhm.
I'll even use like my stones to give power to, like, okay, so I'm going to put my attention on this stone, doing whatever my intent I choose for that stone to do to me, right? And so that's what I do.
Mhm.
But breathing's
Telling you
important.
guys.
And I have a wonderful mentor when it comes to meditation. Shout out to Lindsay Cullen. She's amazing. Um, but she does her own personal guided meditations for me, deep meditations. For anybody that doesn't know meditation or would be interested in learning meditation, I highly recommend Lindsay Cullen. She's a professional. She does it for a living. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
she's amazing. But yeah,
Another thing,
Breathing's important. In
sorry.
through your nose, out through your mouth. Also,
Hmm. Totally. I think that's awesome that you shared that because some people just don't do that. I mean, I think I do and I don't, or I just don't realize it. It's like when you get yourself into that adrenaline of preparing yourself. I think it was somebody wrote here, was it? Denise, she's like, I need to do that when I go live. Well, Nick does that for sure. I kind of like mentally put myself in a state that I'm like, okay, I know what I talk about. I know what this is about. What's my goal of each live? It's like when I do my lives at nighttime. What's my goal? It's my artist. Here, what's my goal is to connect with you guys, to help you guys understand what is the best way of going at things. And mind you, there's going to be times that maybe Nick and I don't even agree to things. But it's good that you see both sides how they would think and why they think that way. And it's always good to be monotone and respect one another. So, you guys, it's all linked. Everything we talk about, it's all linked. It's just, this is a great life. I'm just really happy.
yeah,
Bottom line, that's it.
just really enjoying this. Um, let's see
The other
here.
one I was going to say
Hans
was hanging
says,
out with positive people.
hanging out with what?
Sorry,
Well, Hans
positive
says,
people.
yeah, the people that talked about you or made fun of you will be the same ones that praise you. They'll be the same ones that want to jump on your ship too when you build it. Are you going to let them
Yeah,
on?
so true.
With my practice of forgiveness, if somebody came back, let's say they had, I don't know, I don't hold resentments anymore. I let them go because they're not serving to me or my purpose. Okay, so when
Exactly.
people want to come back, I'm not judging them. Like, listen here, a-hole, you did this to me. Hell no, I've already let that go. So who are they standing in front of me right now? That's the person that I'm going to consider letting into my circle. What have they done to change, and who are they right now? And what is their purpose? Are they here to serve others? If they are, join me. If they're still the same old person as before, again, you can enjoy
Yeah,
from
Brandon.
afar, but you're not jumping on this ship. You know, I mean, discernment. But I don't hold resentment, so how am I going to judge them when they want to come back into my life when the ship's built? Because there are a lot of doubters
Yeah,
out there. I've ate shit by many people around me. I sacrificed a lot and took a lot of risk to begin this journey that most people
yeah,
wouldn't take. And I'm not comparing, but I'm just saying, like, it took a
yeah,
lot for me. It
exactly.
took a trusted person to convince me to take this journey, to really push me over the edge. And I had a lot of doubters, a lot of people talking shit to me. Guess what? I loved them where they were at. I never judged them. It did fuel me,
Yeah, you can.
but it
Mm-hmm.
also made me a believer in myself. And that was one of the biggest transformations I could have made in my life. Become a believer in
Oh, yeah.
yourself. Love yourself. Forgive yourself. Love other people. Mean it and spread it.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple. Welcome, Michelle Wong.
Yeah, no, totally. That's really nice that you said that. So a lot of people can relate to that, you know? It's
You're
true,
never alone. Brandy
guys.
says you live and die alone. You're never alone. We are not human beings first.
Never.
We're spiritual beings. We're extensions of source energy. Source energy is always with us. Always. We have our
Yeah.
calm guardian, my beliefs here. Spirit council.
Mm-hmm.
We're never alone. We're only alone in our minds in this physical existence if we so choose to be. But we are never alone.
Yeah.
My beliefs.
And of course, yeah, exactly. That's Nick, right? I mean, like I said, all of us are different, right? So if you disagree with something, he's just saying in his world, whereas my world would probably be a bit
Well,
different, but I do respect what he says. That's what I'm saying. Like, nobody's wrong. That's my point. It's like this live is to understand who we all are and open up, regardless what you believe in, regardless where you are, regardless, I don't know, culture. It's just we need to be open here because you know what, you guys? There's a lot of people suffering and not knowing how to be open and go out of things. So I think hey, Nico, it's really important that we all put ourselves in that moment in our life and say, okay, I feel her. because I believe what she's saying, or Nick, or it doesn't matter. So you guys use this live to be open with one another, because I see everything that you guys are putting here, and it just means the world. Because I'm not gonna lie, like some things that you guys say really touches my heart, because sometimes I might not be open with certain things that maybe you are, or you're not open to something, and I mention it. So
Hmm.
thank you so much, you guys. Please try to share this if you can, because I think that every live that we've been doing, it's something more of self-help. Um, and since we are very mutual, since we are people that are um, trying to get that awareness out as best as we can, and with an abundance of love and respect, please share this as much as you can.
A lot of great comments, so many great comments so fast that I haven't
Wow.
been able to keep up. We're going to read them. We're going to reply to
I
all these
know.
at the end. But Dylan Shockman said, there is only one race. That's the human. We all stick together regardless of color, creed,
Right.
religion, all of it. The minute we let down our prejudices, and we all may not have them now, but we've all had them. Whether you think you
Hmm.
need, keep Mexicans out of the States, whether you're a Donald Trump. I'm just saying, I am
Yeah,
we
examples.
don't have borders. We have borders in our mind. We have boundaries in our mind. Like we are all here experiencing this existence together as one. We're all universally connected. So let go of your
Exactly.
prejudices. It doesn't matter where you're from, what your color is, what language you speak. It truly doesn't matter. We are all here together. And when we can
Yeah.
accept that, we can remove hate, anger, resentment, all that stuff from our life, all that stuff that is not serving to us or others. When we can let that go, we truly start to find freedom. We were not born
Yeah.
prejudiced, absolutely not, as taught by society, 100%. Why do they do that? Control.
Yeah.
Why? I don't have the answers there. Doesn't matter. All I know is we as a whole can make an impact on many by uniting and becoming one, which we are anyway.
So, you guys, this chat is all about respecting one another, period. Whatever anybody else believes, it's good to, get our thoughts out there, but respect each other while we do it. So, thank you guys so much.
Unconditional love. Absolutely, Denise Phillips. 100%.
Yeah,
Love and
totally.
gratitude are the keys to everything you've ever wanted, by the way.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I mean, my goodness. We could go on about this all day.
Hey,
I
Melissa
swear.
Jones. Hey, Joe Kent. Welcome. Thanks for joining. If you guys want to share this out, that'd be great. Maybe somebody will get something out of this. We are going to be doing this
We,
every Friday at
yeah,
noon, Mountain Time, 1 Central Time. I put all the times up because everybody's always curious. Monica's
I
down in
know.
Uruguay.
I
Welcome,
know.
Daniel Joseph. Thanks for joining.
I know.
Monica's down
Everyone's
there
like,
in
where's Jim?
Uruguay, and she's 4 hours ahead. She's only 4 hours ahead of me, but we have to have the time zones out there. So 11 Pacific, noon Mountain Time,
Yeah.
1 Central Standard Time, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and 4 o'clock, whatever time zone she's in. GST. I don't know what that is.
It's funny because no, I'm gonna tell you guys because I get so confused at times. So I go on this this website called Time Buddy. Go on it. It's the only thing that keeps me like aligned with my times. And every time someone's like, "Oh yeah, we'll meet on Monday," and I get
Thank you
so
so
confused.
much.
Sometimes they tell me their time,
Mhm.
and I'm like, "Oh, so like off like my game." And like for example, like here it's 4:55 p.m. Anyways, point is, I mean, and everyone's like, "What's GMT?" And I'm like, "Well, technically, it's in South America." And they're like, "Where in South America?" Argentina and Uruguay, we have GMT. So, oh, I know, and I put it on everything I do. Um, yeah, you guys, forgive me.
Think of it this way. I just thought of this. I'm up here, you're all the way down here, and we
Yeah,
got viewers all the way in between. How much energy are we
I
connecting
know.
down,
It's
influencing
awesome.
from one end of the earth to the other?
Awesome.
So neat.
Hey, Nico.
Thank God for the
Onward.
internet. There is no box, Brandy. But yes, I agree with you. We
It's
confine
never
ourselves
good.
to a box. Free
We
yourself
do.
mentally.
It's the meaning of closing your thoughts. And you know what, you guys? It's okay to get out of it. It really took me time to find myself. It took me time to to say, you know what? This is the moment. I know I'm better than what I show. I know that people perceive me certain ways. I mean, I haven't got any negativity yet that I know of, but my point is that, you know, it's much more, like I tell Nick all the time, it's much more than what you see here. And so everybody, um, be yourself, love each other,
Be loving.
go help out somebody, be kind. It's okay to be kind, you guys. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to let go. It's okay to cry. I don't know
I've
why
done a
people
lot of
think
that in the
it's
past 2 years.
crying
And,
feels great
there's
after.
cries of joy too. I used to say I never cried. I was too tough. I don't cry. Men
Yeah,
don't
yeah, yeah,
cry.
exactly. Yeah, just do
All you
it.
men
Who
out there,
cares?
be in tune with your emotions. Allow yourself to
Yeah,
feel.
cool.
A lot of the time, those good
Mhm.
emotions, the good things come from being emotionally intelligent,
But
but
it's true.
accepting those loving emotions, accepting the not being afraid to tell somebody you love them. Daniel Joseph said, "Love you guys, love you back." I mean, but be real with it. Don't just, you know, you have to be true to yourself. Be true to yourself always, but
Oh,
don't be afraid to feel. Do not be afraid.
I
Allow
remember
yourself to let emotions flow, but control your
totally.
thoughts.
I remember my dad, he would sometimes like, and it's because he hated seeing his daughters be sad or upset or like I get it. But you know what? There was times that you're in that moment and it's okay. A lot of people think it's a way of show it's a bad thing because you're showing that you have a heart, you guys. It's okay. If you need that moment away from work, you need to go home and you need to really how do you
Reflect.
say it? Reflect. Do it. No, and if anybody judges you for that, that just shows you. That's when it comes to boundaries. You say, you know what? I need to be around people that are positive. That's another one of my points. You can't always be around negative people. I mean, mind you, let's be honest. You're gonna say something about somebody once in a blue moon. It's normal. It's a part of your nature. But at the same time,
Hey, Bella.
don't don't drown yourself with people that are so negative. Don't why? Like what's the point of that? You know? And I know that there's people who are like, "Oh, that's just how they are." Yeah, no. I'm sorry. You're not okay with the way that I am, who I am, mentally, whatever. You
Don't go
need
down to
to
their level. Bring them up to yours. Positive energy is
exactly.
a lot stronger than negative energy, in my
Exactly.
opinion.
hmm No, I agree with that too. But there are people that drain your happiness doing it at times too, you
So,
know? So you can be upfront with them and say, hey, look, I didn't really like what you said the other day. It really affected me. I just want you to know this is how I felt. Is there a reason? Are you having a bad day? Is there something going on that maybe you want to talk with me about? Because that's why you lashed out at me? Or that's okay, you guys. Be upfront with people too. But at the same time, don't let people drown you either. So it's kind of, it
yeah,
depends on how you look at it, you know?
keep your space clean. You know, obviously, there's the sayings that I believe in. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. That's true, because you're just gonna eventually come down to their level,
Right,
which we want to
right, right.
elevate higher. You want to expand ourselves, expand our mind, expand. We're here to create expansion, so we always want to be expanding, evolving.
hmm
And I want to say congratulations to Denise. She says she lost her job today. I'm happy for you. It was
Oh,
meant
is
to
that it?
happen.
Like,
She's happy about
yeah?
it too. So
Okay, I was gonna be like,
heck yeah,
okay.
opportunity, nothing better.
Well, everybody, let's tell her. Awesome. Let's give her like a high, let's give her some hearts up in here and some hands up because this is a good thing from my understanding. Great. Well, that's good news.
Susan Day's here. Yeah, you're free. Absolutely perfect. Um,
Then
we have
and
Justin. Justin,
congratulations.
welcome. Bill Ortega. Yeah, congratulations. It's really, you deserve a congratulations. What do we got next, Monica? Do you have
Um,
another talking point?
get outside. So when you feel negative energy or you're just in a moment that you're just kind of, I like to say drowning, that's kind of my word. I say get out, meaning go outside. Really just feel nature around you. Just
Mm.
listen to the birds. Let all that nonsense, just don't follow it. Just remember who you are. Remember your heart. Remember you as someone that is getting day by day in the moment. So get yourself out there. Go outside, sit by the tree, listen to the birds, whatever it is, just connect yourself with nature. I find that helps me a lot. I'm a person that has CDs that you hear like the, what do you call it, the waves? When the
Hmm.
wave, like the water just, I love those type of sounds and there's music in the background. I love just disconnecting myself from negativity and putting myself out there and saying, you know what, we're good. I'm okay. You know,
So here,
I'm
yeah,
good.
pick, picture the waves, listen to the waves, picture it like you're standing there
Yeah.
watching it, and then just watch the waves settle until it becomes a completely calm ocean where you're just looking at glass ocean, but still hearing the sounds of the environment around you. It puts you in a calm space and allows you to enter into it's just freeing. I don't know. I love it. I go to this lake up the street,
Yeah.
and we have a little lake. There's ducks around. I have a picture actually. That's where that was taken. I just observe the ducks, just watch the life around me. It's outside of myself.
Yeah.
Just the ducks moving, flying, they talking to each other. The way they search for food. How they walk together. I'm just being a very observant of nature around me and everything around me. The earth
Oh yeah.
is so
Because you
amazing.
put
I love the mountains. Mm,
oh mountain. I'm from Alberta,
beautiful.
Calgary, Alberta, and that's where all the Rocky Mountains are. And you know what? It's like 50,
Hmm.
I might be kidding, maybe 20 minutes away that I could get to the mountains. There's nothing more nicer, the experience, like when you climb up the mountains and you see just the river flowing, and then you hear the the birds, you hear water, mountains, whatever it is. But you know what? You disconnect yourself. And in that moment, you're like, the world is so much bigger than what we thought. There's so much more beauty
Absolutely.
out there. There's so
Hmm.
much things that we just, whether it's social media, whether it's anything that takes you away from that, you gotta say, oh my goodness, look how beautiful. Look at the, what do you call it, the ambient, like you just feel it, you know? And it's very powerful. That's true, Denise. Very powerful. Lisa says sounds of the ocean with native flute. Oh yeah, totally. I totally agree with you. And Calgary and Calgary, Alberta, we have a lot of I have my auntie that is Cree actually. She's native. And sometimes I even like just, whether it comes to artistry, and that's why I'm so connected in that way. Because that's my way of letting go of stuff too. I love to just concentrate. Anything that has to do with design, anything. Because for me, that beauty, whether it's within or out, doesn't matter. You need to find something that makes you feel whole, you know? So maybe I'm off topic, but yeah, that's what I do.
Love it. You have the ocean right
Yeah.
there too. The beach.
Oh, 5 blocks away. I'm gonna take a video so you guys
Used to
can
be so
see it.
freeing being on the beach. I used to live in Pensacola, so I had Pensacola Beach, and I would just
Yeah,
by
yeah,
myself. Talk
yeah.
about being by myself. I would love to just go on my own, walk the beach, just sit there, take it in, and
Yeah,
the
everybody
water
does.
hitting the sand is just beautiful.
Yeah.
Find the beauty, guys. The secret is finding the beauty. There's
Find
beauty all
the
around you.
beauty.
Look for it. Look for it.
That's it.
Stop looking for the bad. Start looking for the good. Stop doubting. Start believing. You're blocking the
Lisa,
good from coming to you by doubting it. You know, go ahead.
Lisa said singing takes me away. Yeah, totally. I have so many vocal artists that are going to be on my show, and they say, like Hans, actually, he's in here, I think, still.
Hmm.
But singing is it puts a big impact on people
Yes,
because
take
it's
the
just
shoes off.
letting that inner voice out, that soul, regardless what type of music you listen to, the words, what
Hmm.
it's all about. There's reasons why you listen to certain music and why certain beats affect you.
And not just music, but be very selective of what you put in your subconscious and conscious mind.
Oh,
Be
yeah, that's
very
right.
careful what music you're listening to. Be very careful about what people you're listening to. Be very careful about what you're watching on the TV, what comes across the computer screen, the radio station. Block block some of that out. Like, just don't even put it in your mind. Don't even allow it to enter your conscious or your subconscious. I listen to a lot of Nako Bear, Nako and Medicine for the People. I listen to, um,
Yeah, Jake.
various. My favorite rapper is J. Cole, but
Mhm.
like it's still got an upbeat, positive vibe for me. You know,
Yeah.
I'm very careful. I don't watch TV. The movies I watch, I make sure. I don't even watch many movies. I need to actually. There's some value in watching movies. I don't. I
Yeah.
don't listen. I listen. I'm very selective with my music. And
Mhm.
it serves its purpose for me, and it's constantly. I want to always raise my vibrations. That's my intention. How do you do that? And I've been told this a lot lately. When you're clearing one out, when you're clearing something out, you got to fill it with something. You can't just leave it as an empty space. So if I'm clearing out this negative, what am I going to fill it with? Something
Right.
positive. And just like you can't, if your plate's so full, a lot of times people aren't reaching their goals because their plate's too full. They're not clearing out enough of the bad and filling it with good. They're not allowing. They got too
Ex-
much junk still there. So, sacrifice something. What is that you're doing that is not serving your purpose or is not getting you closer to your goal? Find what that is, remove it, and then fill it in with something, an action that is going to get you closer to your goal or towards serving your purpose. If you don't know what it is, meditate. Write the questions down. Don't answer them. Write the questions down, speak them out loud, then go into a state of meditation, allow the answers to come, and then after reevaluate. And if you're honest with yourself, what's serving to you and your goals and what's not.
That's so true though, because you know what? Since I've just started to do my shows with artists, I find that it's such a relief for me because I feel like people are connecting with me that get me, you know?
Hmm.
And I mean, and God forbid if I'm lying, I mean, every person I've connected with, we have such a good friendship, you know? You know, you guys, again, it's all about finding you. Finding you, it takes time. It took me a while, but you know what? I'm here now. I'm with Nick. Nick is nothing but somebody that I really look up to. There's a lot of, there's a lot of, you know, surrounding yourself by good people. That's why it comes all into this big circle of why we do what we do. It's because we think that these type of shows, they're going to help people because sometimes people are not tuned into these things. And they might be basic things, but sometimes people forget to be kind or forget who they are because they're so riled up in their work
Yes.
or you know what, someone said back the other day and they're like, oh, I hate life. And no, you guys, like, it's okay to be
Sometimes,
human.
to feed off that, sometimes, we get this so caught up in the rat race that I got to go, 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 go. But if I'm not in the right space, I can go all day long and always just hit that brick wall. Sometimes it's not doing a damn thing. Sometimes it's just stopping, quieting the mind, and realizing there's nothing I need to do right now. There's absolutely nothing I
Yeah,
need to do right now. I'm okay. Let me just observe for a minute. A lot of times
yeah,
the right action, the inspiration will come to you, and then act on the inspired action. Don't just, you have to act, yes. And I'm still learning where to act at times, but like, and acting, being disciplined is key. Discipline to acting when
oh,
necessary, but don't just like go to go. You know, have direction. You know, the universe likes detail too, so write it down and then follow it. You know, this is something I'm still working on with myself. I'm not comparing myself to others, but this is all the things that I'm learning and I'm continuing to learn and I'm continuing to implement. But what I'm getting an understanding of is just lost it. Just taking inspired action and not just wasted action. Not just doing something just to be busy, just to be busy, be productive. But
Productive,
meditation
yeah.
and breaking up my day is absolutely vital because if I get caught in the rat race, I'm gonna be lower my vibrations, and that's not going to attract to me what I desire, or it's not going to serve my purpose. Help me to serve my purpose.
No, I totally agree. That's true. I couldn't even explain it more better. Well, Nick, do you have anything else that you wanted to follow up on or mention or add on to what we were talking about?
Um,
If there's anybody that has
so
questions, that would work too.
let's say this. So some things to remember as we leave this show. There is
Hmm.
good in everything. There is good in everyone. Find it. Seek
That's
to
right.
find the good in everything. Find the positive in everything. It may be your mom just passed away. I'm not going to advise on that one, but there's good in everything, right? And
Yeah.
love and respect all, no matter what they do to you. Let go of anger, let go of resentments, forgive others. Love and gratitude are the keys to everything that you desire.
Hmm.
Feel it. Raise your vibrations, and let's go.
Well said, darling. Well said. So, you guys, I'm going to leave it off at that because I totally agree with what Nick said. And unfortunately, I can't see comments again.
Thanks for
Um,
joining, everybody. We just had Frank Sagasta pop in here. Thanks for joining us, Frank. Hope you watched the replay. We have I'm only
You know what, you guys, either way,
and Data Villarreal. Thanks for joining.
when we end this show, I mean, if there's any questions whatsoever, my goodness, just keep putting comments. At the same time, give us your feedback, what you thought about the show, maybe some ideas that maybe you just want us to tune into as well. We're open to anything.
Yes,
But yeah,
compassion.
thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, guys. Melissa said compassion is needed also 100%. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. Much love, guys. Thank you for joining us. I hope you join us next Friday again.
Yeah.
We'll have a different topic, and we love the interaction, and we're going to go ahead and reply to all your messages throughout the day. Thanks for joining.
Yes, I love.
Have a
I'm
great
going to
day,
do
every guys.
that. Bye, guys. You take care.